Hello everyone. Myself, I am Saranya, working as an assistant professor in the Department of AIML in MLR Institute of Technology. Today, I am going to discuss with the topic of combining security associations. Let us see in the overview of combining security associations, we need to know about what is meant by CSA and what are those types and what are the basic combinations of the authentication and also the confidentiality. So, firstly, we should know about what is meant by security association. In this security association, we can implement either AH or ESP protocols. That is nothing but an authentication header or encapsulating security payload protocols, but not both. So, we should use either authentication header or also encapsulating, but not both. At a time, we should not use two, only one. Sometimes a particular traffic flow will call for the services provided by both AH and also the ESP. So, after this particular traffic will flow, it may require IP services between the host and also that same flow should be happen between the security gateways and also that is nothing but a firewalls. Of this all happens these cases, the multiple security associations should be employed for the same traffic flow to achieve the certain IP security services. So, of these cases, the multiple security associations should be employed for the same traffic flow above the IP security services also. In the security association, it refers to sequence of security associations while the traffic must be proceeded with to provide a set of IP security services. So, multiple security association should always employed and also the same traffic flow should be happen. But in the term of the security associations, the sequence of security associations should also be happened in the set of IP security services. So, it may terminate at different endpoints or at the same endpoints. Either the different endpoints or in the same endpoint should be happen. So, the security associations may be combined in two ways. One is transport adjacency and also the iterated tunneling process. First one, we can see what is meant by transport adjacency. So, in this transport adjacency, it can be refers to apply more than one security protocol to the same internet protocol packets. So, without involving tunneling process. So, without involving tunneling process, it can be handled by the transport adjacency more than one security protocol to the internet protocol packets. So, in this approach, to combine the both AH and ESP allows only one level of the combination. So, further, no added should be done to the IP security. So, no added since the processing is performed at one internet protocol security instance means nothing but the destination. So, what will happen in the transport adjacency process? Let us see here one example. It consists of an application. In this application, TCP, IP and also the IP security, transmission control protocol, internet protocol and also the internet protocol security consist of these applications. These three are the application process and it contains firstly data. In this data, it contains of the header of the TCP. The data is also added with the TCP header. In this TCP header, one more original IP packet is also added to the TCP header process. In this TCP header process of all completion of these three types, the original IP header and also the ESP header process, TCP header process and also the authentication process will also happen in the whole process of the data. So, firstly, the data should consist of the TCP header. Then later, the TCP header should also consist the original IP packets and it also contains the ESP header and also the authentication process. This is the transport mode of the internet key exchange process. In this key exchange process, we also seen in the IP packets. These IP packets should contain more than one security protocol only and no added should be done while doing the internet protocol security services. Then second one is iterated tunneling process. What happens in this iterated tunneling process? It contains the multiple layers of the security protocols which is affected through the internet protocol tunneling process. Only we have seen in the previous slide of transport adjacency without invoking tunneling. Here, iterated tunneling will happen the application of multiple layers of the security protocols. It should be affected through IP tunneling only, means only affects the tunneling process only. So this approach allows multiple levels of nesting, and also it can originate or terminate at different IP security sites along the path. So path is nothing but wherever you are seeing here of the process, this process is nothing but a path. Here will happens the iterated tunneling process. Let us see how it going to be work. So it consists of the same of the application process, TCP, IP, and also the IP security process. Of all this process, it should be added to the different IP. That is nothing but again one IP is added. Of these applications, one data is considered. With this data consideration, the TCP header should be added to this data, and also origin of the IP header should be added to the TCP header process. Of this header process, we should see in the before of header, original IP header, and also the ECP authentication. So of this completion of the four processes, a new IP header should be formed. So this new IP header consists of the input and output should be an ESP authentication process. It shifts to the each channel can originate or terminate at the different IP securities. That is the process of iterated tunneling process. So of these basic combinations of security associations, what will happens? If we see here, there is a 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 cases, what is going to be work at the different types. So let us see the basic combinations of security associations. What will happens in these security associations of the 4 types? This IP security architecture document consists of 4 ways of combinations that should be supported by the IP security host. For example, either the workstation server or the gateways, that is nothing but an firewall or the routers. So in first slide we can see here one or more security associations. What will happen? One or more security associations is happen. Here the host is there. Here also there one host is there. If the two host is going to be combined with the local internet and also the internet. Intranet and internet contains both routers. This routers is going to be in the case 1. It consists of the security associations. The both intranet and also the internet consist attached to the routers of the case 1. The next, what happens in the case 2? Tunnel SA is added. That is the security association of the tunnel is also added. In this tunnel SC, there will be an security gateways process. So all the previous first slide of the image is routers is connected to the both the intranet and also the internet. In the security gateways, the local intranet and also the internet is also combined to the way of security gateways. That is nothing but either firewall or the routers. In the third example of tunnel security association process, the same security gateway is connected to the local intranet and also the internet is happened between the host. It consists of IP security. So see here the hashtag symbol is used to the implement of IP security process. So the next fourth one is tunnel SA. One consists of 1 or 2 SAS. It is nothing but a security associations. What will happen? 1 or 2 SAS is implemented. Implementation consists of host. It consists of only one security gateway to the internet and also the local intranet process. Here, first case, the 2 routers are used. In the second case, 2 security gateways are used. In the third way, the 2 security gateways are used and also connection to the intranet and also the internet. In the fourth case, only the security gateway, only one is used between internet and also the intranet process. That are the basic combinations of the security associations. So what will happen in the case 1, case 2, case 3 and also the case 4? Let us see here. In the case 1, every security is provided between the end systems that implement the IP security. For any of the two end systems to communicate via the SCA, it should be share the appropriate secret keys, and it should be authentication header should be in transport mode. ESP should also be in transport mode. In ESP should followed by an authentication header should also be on transport mode. AH, ESP and also ESP followed by authentication header. These three ways should be in the transport mode. Any one of A or B or C inside an AH or an ESP in tunnel mode. So how these various combinations were also supported we have seen in the before images. Let us see in the case 2. In this case 2, only single tunnel SA is needed. So that is AH, ESP or ESP with the authentications. So nested tunnels are not required in this case 2 process. So that was seen in the previous slide of the images. So case 3 is happen to adding of end-to-end security. So if here cases 1 and 2 are allowed, so gateway to gateway tunnel provides either authentication or confidentiality, or sometimes it attends both of the traffic control between the systems. So when gateway to gateway tunnel is happened in the ESP, it provides a limited form of traffic confidentiality process. If it is gateway to gateway process of the tunnel is happened, it consists of a traffic to traffic, and individual host also can be implemented here. In the case 4, it provides basically it supports for a remote host, means that uses the internet to reach an organization levels of the firewall, means it gains to access to some of the server or any of the workstations behind the firewalls. So basically its attention mainly is organizations. So only tunnel mode is required between the remote host and also the firewall. So as we have seen in the case 1, 1 or 2 SAS may be used between the remote host and also the local host. These are the case 4 of all case 1 to case 4s of the basic combinations of security associations. So in today's session, we have discussed with the combining security associations. In the next session, we will discuss the key management process. Thank you.